It's time to cook with Susan Beck, and today we are going to make a freezer coleslaw. This is a recipe a dear friend of mine gave me, and I am going to share it with you as well. I have a cabbage here that weighs about 2 pounds. This recipe is for about 2 pounds of cabbage, give or take. You don't have to be that picky about it. This is the time of year, it's the end of July, that I like to make this because my cabbages are looking great. My green peppers are huge. We've already dug up all of our onions and no carrots yet. I did have to buy those at the store. But if you don't have a big garden, you can buy all of these things at the store and make coleslaw that you can store in your freezer and enjoy all winter long. So we're going to start with a little bit of prepping of our vegetables. We've got to get everything chopped up and ready to go, and we are going to be salting all of these vegetables before we add a brine. Now, I've been making pickles and dilly beans and so forth on my YouTube channel, and you may have seen some of those videos where we make a brine to go over them. In the case of these vegetables, there's a high water content, and we want to draw out some of that moisture before we put this into our freezer. My other recipes use hot water baths. This one here, we're going to put it into some freezer bags and put it into the freezer rather than canning it and storing it on a shelf. Now, these vegetables do not have to be cut up real small because we are going to be shredding them with a machine. You could either use a KithenAid slicer and shredder that attaches to your KitchenAid mixer, or you could use a food processor, or you can grate these with a box grater as well. I find that for this, I like my food processor best because I can put bigger chunks into the feeder than I can with this. I used to make this by hand all the time until my husband said, "Oh my goodness, you're scraping your knuckles. It's time to get you a food processor." All right, let's continue slicing up these vegetables so that they will fit down into this tube. My onion, let's get that cabbage. There's a core in the middle of that we don't want. All right, so right here, there's this like big V here with the core that's kind of tough, and I really don't want that. So I'm gonna cut that part out. And then same on this, since I went through the center of the cabbage, half that core is over here. Okay, cut that out. All right, let's get rid of all these parts I do not want. I either give this to my chickens, throw it on the compost, or I actually am going to save that core of the cabbage and some of that green pepper top here and put it in this bag of veggies that I just keep filling in the freezer. When this bag's full, I like to boil it down and make vegetable broth. Stay tuned because I will soon have a video out on how to make a vegetable broth using veggie scraps. All right, back to what we're making here today though. Okay, I've got to cut this cabbage down a little bit smaller. Those loose outside leaves don't usually shred super well, so you may want to get rid of those. What I have left is my carrots here. So those we're going to peel. And I'm going to throw those carrot peels and the ends of my carrots into that bag as well. All right, these don't really need to be cut down. They'll feed right through the tube of my shredder just fine. All right, carrot peels into my bag, and these tips into my bag. And it's really up to you, but for 2 pounds of cabbage, I am going to use about a cup of onion, cup of pepper, cup of carrots. If you don't like one of those vegetables, just leave it out. All right, so I have the grating attachment. This comes with a slicing attachment and a grating attachment. And if I just spin it, it'll fall down in there. There we go. And on goes my top. That just twists on, and then this goes down in. Okay, first we're gonna put some vegetables down in there though. So I'm gonna put my onion in first and maybe a couple chunks of pepper. It does not matter what order you do this in. You can't put in too much or it will not snap on. And a few more things. Okay, about halfway through slicing everything, and I see that my canister on the bottom is getting fairly full. So I'm going to dump that into a clean bowl here. And then we'll finish shredding everything. Look at those wonderful vegetables. I've been feeding everything through that large tube. For the carrots, it's easier to put this on first and feed the carrots through this smaller tube. So on goes my lid, in goes my carrots, part of another one in there, and then I use this pusher tool to push those hard carrots through and shred them. I've got one more larger one here to go. Okay, we have now filled our canister here again. All right, we'll remove the blade. Look at all those beautiful shredded vegetables, and into our pot they go. You just need some large container. All right, I have some canning and pickling salt. You can use whatever kind you want, but when you are canning, this canning and pickling salt is made especially for this. It's very fine. I have 1 tablespoon of canning and pickling salt that I am going to put into my vegetables, and I am just going to kind of mix those around so that they're all salted a bit. It's not a lot of salt, but that's all you need to get the moisture to kind of release. And we'll look at how much moisture we have that comes out of these, because remember, vegetables really are made up of a lot of water. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit for probably 3 hours, 2 hours minimum. This needs to sit. If you're gonna be out of the house for longer and it sits for 4 or 5, that is not a problem. Okay, so we've got all our beautiful shredded ingredients for our coleslaw. So here's our coleslaw. All our veggies shredded up. And there is some water down in the bottom there, pooling, that we are going to remove. We're also gonna rinse and get rid of some of the salt. To rinse, I'm just going to pour this coleslaw into a colander over my sink. And then I'm just going to rinse it to get rid of any of the excess salt. It's okay to have a little salt, but I don't think of coleslaw as a salty item. All right, I can get all that out of there too by rinsing some water in there. Since we're going to be putting water over the top anyway, I might as well get these last bits of shredded vegetable. All right, everything is in my colander. I'm going to run a little more water over that just to give it a good rinse. And we put a tablespoon of salt on there, and we want to remove some of that salt. We also want to remove some of that water now, because we do not want this to just be all liquidy. So I am going to, you can use a wooden spoon. I happen to have a canning colander here that comes with this like great big dowel that makes it really easy to press out. I'll show you a couple more options in a minute. So I'm just pressing this and getting any liquid I can to leave the colander. I see I have a big piece of onion in here that didn't cut up that I do not want. So you can either chop it smaller or just remove it. If you don't have a canning colander like this, just notice it's got fine mesh holes. So this colander that I have in my cupboard would have been my second choice. And if this is all you have, really, it will work as well. Those little pieces really aren't gonna, you'll lose a little, but not that much. All right, so find yourself a colander, press out any water that you have. And then we're going to, oh, as it sat here, I see I've got some water that has even drained more. So let's just get rid of that. All right, dumping out all my peppers, onions, cabbage, carrots, and putting it all into a bowl. And then in another bowl, I am going to make my brine, which will be made up of sugar and vinegar. Now I'm going to use white vinegar today. I'm going to use 1.5 cups of white vinegar, but really apple cider vinegar would be just fine as well. All right, 1.5 cups of that and 2 cups of sugar. Now this is not a creamy coleslaw, this is a vinegar-based sweet coleslaw, and one that we really like, although we do make creamy ones now and then. But the creamy ones you can't freeze. With that milk base to them, you really need to stick with these sauces that are more just of vinegar. Now I really don't want to heat this because I don't want to cook these vegetables, and if I pour a hot brine over that, they're gonna cook a little bit. So it's gonna take just a little bit here to dissolve the sugar. Now it's time to pour the brine on. Stir that up, and we'll be ready to make some freezer packages out of it. So I am going to be using my vacuum sealer. So I have these plastic bags that I am going to fill. But if you don't have those, a Ziploc bag works just fine. Buy the freezer Ziplocs and pop those right into your freezer. Not a problem at all. So I want to be sure I get some of that brine in with every scoop. So I'm going to kind of scoop from the bottom to make sure, like I said, some of that liquid comes with. And I don't know, I'm probably going to put a cup to a cup and a half in each of these bags. Basically, for my family, 2 servings would be great. So there's one bag. And one way to do this, if you don't have somebody to hold the bags for you, is to stick your bag inside a bowl or some kind of container, and it'll hold it up while you put your measuring scoop down in there, full of your coleslaw. All right, there's another package. I have a little bit left in here that I am going to serve for supper tonight. So a little 1/2 cup serving for my husband and I to enjoy right away. And here, I think there's enough in here for me to give it a taste. I love this coleslaw. It's just a sweet coleslaw, and I love having the onions, the carrots, and the peppers in it. It adds some other flavors besides just the plain old cabbage, which doesn't have as much flavor. And it's just so pretty with those bright colors all mixed in there. So this is my freezer coleslaw. I'm gonna label my bags and seal them, and then we'll be able to enjoy coleslaw all winter long. This is Time to Cook with Susan Beck. Be sure to subscribe to my channel.